So, you've successfully eliminated the bad habits from your life. You've uninstalled TikTok, you no longer watch YouTube, you've stopped watching porn, and you've stopped looking at Instagram models on Instagram. But what do you spend your time doing now? What do you do with your time now? Because there seems to be nothing to do. Well, I'm here to teach you what you should do with that time now. My name is Michael. I help young men get onto self-improvement and fix their lives. Today, we will be talking about what you should be doing with the extra time that you've now attained for yourself after deleting all of social media and all the habits that consume your time by doing literally nothing. But first, a little bit about what I did. When I first started not spending my time playing video games or watching YouTube and all that, I didn't really spend it that great. I just sat around and I just tried to eat and I tried to train as much as I could, but a lot of my time was still spent on transportation. So I wasn't really getting anything out of the time that I gained for myself. Because yes, I would be sleeping more, and sleep is a very good thing to spend your time on. I preach that you should be getting at least 9 hours of bed every day, because then you know that you are getting at least 8 hours of sleep a night most of the time. But what you need to realize is that there's a lot more stuff to do than you first realize. When you first uninstall TikTok and YouTube and stop playing video games and all these things, you feel like that there's nothing to spend your time on. You feel like that there's not really anything to do. You have nothing else to do, so you just go right back to the bad habits again and start jacking off 5 times a day again. Because you have nothing else to do, so might as well spend your time doing something, right? But that's the thing that you need to realize. Doing nothing is actually better than doing a bad habit. You, as a beginner in self-improvement, can literally progress through doing nothing. Nothing will actually give you progress. That is how easily it is for you to make progress right now. So, you need to realize that there's a lot more things to do. Now, how can you do this? Well, it's quite simple actually. You just need to sit down and do nothing for at least an hour. You just need to let your mind wander and start thinking about different things, different purposes, different things to do, different activities to start, new skills to learn. Your mind will start coming up with all these things once it gets bored. Because once you're bored, that's when your mind tries to occupy you with something. Now you need to first realize that it's going to try to occupy you with the bad habits that you were doing before. So you need to dismiss those thoughts. You need to make sure that you're doing nothing for about an hour. And then you should have realized something that you want to try, a new skill you want to learn, something that you want to do with your time. And then you just need to go do that. So you need to learn new things. You need to learn new skills. Maybe your mind will try to come up with a new book that you need to read. Or maybe you want to go do gymnastics. So what you will find out is that once you want to do something, you will start taking the first step. But then you'll realize, I don't really know how to start this, and I don't want to spend the time to figure out how I'm going to start this. I'm going to say to you, that is utter bullshit. You just need to maybe allocate like 30 minutes of researching about this new thing that you want to try. And then you know how to start it. So then you have literally no excuses but to go do the thing that you want to do. You need to do this with everything that your mind comes up with. Because pretty soon, you'll realize that you have learned more in 3 months than you've done in 13 years. That is how incredible it is once you get rid of the time doing bad stuff and start to think of new things to do. That is the beauty of doing nothing and thinking. Now, one thing I should mention is that your brain can't multitask. You can't play video games and then come up with things to do. That is not how your mind works, because your mind will be occupied with video games and it won't be thinking about new interesting things to try, new interesting things to make you progress through your self-improvement journey. You need to be doing nothing, because then your mind isn't occupied with something, so it's going to try to occupy with something. That is when you're going to be learning new things and want to try different things. You'll realize that as soon as you start. So that's what you need to do. You just sit down, do nothing, let your mind come up with new things to do, new things to try, new skills to learn. And then you need to do them. Maybe allocate a little bit of time to do some research on how to start that habit or start that skill. And then you need to go do it. And then you've successfully made something that you can occupy yourself with your new time that you've created by eliminating these bad habits. So I hope that helps, because I know when I first eliminated all the bad habits, I did not spend that time very good. I was still just obsessed over getting back into the bad habits, sometimes even relapsing. So you need to sit down, do nothing, and think. I hope this helped. Good luck, and see you soon.